welcome to another Fab After 50 review. Often I will put out a question to the Fab After 50 community, whether that's on Facebook or Twitter, or even ask questions on the various forums on the website. And when I recently asked about skincare and what people's main concerns were, I guess I always expect to get wrinkles back, but in fact I was quite surprised that this time I didn't. And in fact the main concern that people came back with were more skin tone, sagging jawline, and just overall sort of not feeling their faces were very well toned anymore. So I thought, well, let's have a look and see what's out there and what's available, to see, other than lotions and potions, if there are things that we can do at home to help that. Now, one of the things I've come across is this little device, which is called the NEWA. And the NEWA is apparently the only skin tightening machine that's approved for home use, which is FDA approved. So it's the best skin tightening treatment you can have at home. Now, there are obviously lots of skin tightening treatments out there based on RF technology, which you can have in salons. And I know myself, I had one probably a few years ago, which is supposed to be a two-step process, but to be honest with you, it was so painful. I did the first step, I never went back for the second one, absolutely. Though it worked, I absolutely hated the sensation. It sort of burnt like cigarette burns. So I was actually quite interested to try this, but also somewhat sceptical as well because of my previous experience. So a device that's suitable for home use is this one. It's called the NEWA, and it's by Endomed Technologies, and it's the only skin tightening device that's approved by the FDA for home use. So in theory, it's the best skin tightening treatment you can have without going into a salon. Now, it's based on radio frequency technology, which essentially you have 6 probes here, which have a unique way of actually pushing the radio frequency waves into the skin, which helps to invigorate the existing collagen, promote growth of new collagen, or rather production of new collagen, and also brings the skin to the surface, which basically lifts and tones your skin. And in fact, apparently, and I have to say, I've been trying this. I'm only part way through the course of treatments they recommend at the moment, where you should be able to see a significant difference. What they recommend is that you use it 5 times a week, which is quite a commitment for the first 4 weeks, and then after that, twice a week, in order to maintain the boosted collagen and the lift it's given you. So far, I'm about 2.5 weeks into that process, and I'm really pleased. The way it works is obviously switch it on, and you've got 2 settings, a 1 and a 2. Now, I have to say I went straight to number 2, which I have found incredibly comfortable and haven't had a problem with that at all. So you apply an activator gel covering the probes. Now, on the instructions it says to put 2 fine lines. I found that a bit fiddly, so I've only been putting 1 line on, because in actual fact, when you use it, you actually apply it to your face anyway, and it all gets mixed in as far as I can tell. So rather than worry about it in 2 fine lines, as long as the probes were covered, and I just tend to put it on with my finger, as long as it's covered, I think 1 thick line was fine. What you need to do, and I'm starting on my hand here while I just talk, what you need to do, you start the process going, and then you actually divide your face into 6 sections, basically 6 triangles. So you have triangle 1 here, triangle 2 here, on one end of the chin, and then the same on the other side of your face. Now, each of those sections takes approximately 4 minutes for the treatment. And what you do is you, obviously, normally you would do it without makeup on, but I didn't want to be on camera without any makeup at all. So what you do is you apply it to your face. You've got the gel is actually on the machine itself, and you just go sort of circular motions for that one designated area that you're doing first. Now, you'll see that when you first start doing this, there's a light on here which is flashing blue. You'll know when it's starting to work, because as the skin heats up, so it requires temperature to actually have the RF technology be effective, it turns green. And I think I can just about see at my fingertip, looking at the corner of my eye, that that has turned green now. Now, you do that for approximately, I think it buds when it's finished, but for approximately 4 minutes in each of those 6 areas. I'm not going to make you stand here or sit here and watch me do it for 4 minutes per area. So you do that. Now, what I have found so far is that actually taking it up all the way up to the corners of my eyes, I've so far noticed quite a significant reduction in my crow's feet. according to clinical trials that they've done, women said on average they saw 36% reduction. I actually think mine already after 2.5 weeks is slightly more reduced than that. And pretty well 99% of women said they noticed a significant improvement in their overall skin. Now I do know that even after one session, I have felt that my skin has felt better toned, and certainly I think if you're going to find a nice night out, it's great to use before applying your makeup, because it literally just glides on so smoothly afterwards because of the instant tightening effect that the overall treatment has. Now, the one thing I would say I was a bit disappointed in is that you can't use it on your forehead. Apparently the skin is too thin in your forehead area, and forehead lines are more due to muscle contraction rather than loss of the collagen, so they don't recommend it for the forehead. So it's very much, I would say, crow's feet down to the chin level. I definitely think I've enjoyed using it so far. I'm looking forward to seeing how it looks at the end of the full 4 weeks, and then how easy it is to go through the following weeks. Now you probably noticed that one thing also, I guess because it's quite a powerful little machine, it's not battery operated, so you have to use it where you can stay in one place, because it does need to be plugged in. And obviously ongoing you do need to buy the gel. Now this gel, I would say, would probably last the first 4 weeks based on my usage so far, and then you'd have to obviously buy replacements, and the replacements are about £30. The machine itself isn't that cheap. It's about £350 to buy with the first set of gel, so the first month's usage. But I think I'm working on the basis that the salon-based treatments are so much more expensive. And if you look at how things such as Botox work and the frequency in which you have to have repeat treatments, then I think if it is effective, certainly in my case I'm hoping, and so far it looks like it will be, I think it could be quite an economical way to as I said, tone your face and reduce those crow's feet longer term. Now I did quite a time commitment for the first 4 weeks, but I have to say what I did was I've split it. So I've done my eyes in the morning and my lower face sort of at night before going to bed, because although it heats up and your skin feels warm afterwards, it's actually really gentle. But what's interesting is the machine doesn't get warm, so it's soothing, it's gentle, and also it's really nice then to use prior to applying your night creams before going to bed at night, because I found that the serums actually sunk into my skin that little bit more quickly. So I think overall a great little device, and I'm looking forward to sharing part 2 of my review with you quite soon.